Hi everyone, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. Today I'll be demonstrating how to create a sculpted bear cake. I'm using a red velvet mud base here, and I've got my 8-inch, 7-inch, a 6-inch, and then just half of a sphere. I'll be building these all up together to form the general shape of my bear cake before I start sculpting. Starting with my 8-inch at the bottom, I'm filling in with vanilla buttercream. I have two 8-inch cakes stacked together, one 7-inch cake stacked on top, and this is where I'll start adding in my dowels. I have 3 dowels. This is going to support the structure, and it's also going to support the weight of the last part, which is the head. This video is actually a kind of like a condensed version of a class that I'm running. So the full class, which is in a gruesome detail on how to create this cake, will be listed in the details below. It's a pre-recorded class, so you can follow along at your own pace, or you can scan the QR code that appears here. After your cake has had time to sit in the fridge to set firmly, you can start carving away at your cake. I'm going to create a little bit more of a spherical shape with that 6-inch at the top, create a bit of like a bowl or a kind of like an eggplant kind of shape or pear shape for the body, and then create a crumb coat all around. You use something flexible to smooth out your frosting, like some acetate sheets, for example. And then back into the fridge she goes. Here are all of our offcuts. I've applied some buttercream, kneaded it through until it sort of holds together, and now I'm creating the legs and the arms. To get a nice flat surface on your legs and your arms, give them a good tap on your bench or somewhere flat, and then create these kind of like a half sphere shapes for the ears. Apply your cake pop limbs onto your cake with a little bit of buttercream. Make sure that they're not too big, otherwise they're going to be heavy and they're going to slide down the cake. And then attach your ears as well. As soon as you can, pop these into the fridge again so that everything has time to set, including the frosting that's inside the cake pop batter. And in the meantime, work on your fondant decorations. We have to make his face, his little nose, and his eyes, along with some coverings for his the ears and the legs. Here I'm working on his little face, so we're creating kind of like a triangular shape, but without the pointy top, so kind of like a rounded off edges. These are going to be covering his ears, and same again for his legs. So just a very flat bit of his legs. These two brown balls we are making his eyes with. I've got 2 little round balls of fondant in white for his pupils, and then his little nose. Apply it to the cake with a little bit of frosting, and then start covering your cake with the buttercream. So this has been tinted with a little bit of gel food color, a little bit of chocolate ganache to get it to this color. I'm using a number 32 piping tip. If you wanted this to go a little bit faster though, you could use your 1M piping tip, which will pipe out larger stars, cover more surface area a lot faster. But I think it just looks that much more dainty if you use a smaller tip. I'm starting at the base, working my way up the cake, keeping it in a linear formation as much as I can to just get that really neat looking finish. Covering the ears and all the areas where the fondant is as well, just kind of covering the outside so it all looks seamless. In total, this step only really took about 30 to 40 minutes, I believe, so it's not too bad. With your buttercream still soft, apply your fondant decorations. Because your buttercream is soft, things will stick to it a lot easier and are less likely to fall off. Add your little bow and then create those little details for his mouth. I have a little log of brown fondant, rolling it really, really thin, and then folding it in half, winging out each side to create his face. Do the same again, but this time snip it with a scissors to create little details on his feet, and your cake is done. Again, I'll leave that link in the description box below if you'd like to take that full class on how to create this. It is pre-recorded, so you can take it at your own pace. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.